Boy, can I help you?
Listen up. I'm bringing you the best content to ever exist in the door-to-door industry, from sales, leadership, recruiting, and personal development.
Why would I need that?
Because never before have we been able to collaborate with the top experts in their industries, sharing their secrets and techniques on what makes them the best.
Wait, who are you?
I'm your host, Sam Taggart, creator of the D2D Experts and D2D Con. Is there a place we can sit down?
Well, come on in.
Vanilla is the fastest way to increase your Google and Facebook reviews through text. With a 98% open rate, Vanilla Reviews is the simplest, cheapest way to interact and engage with customers. Visit us at vanillagood.com for more information.
What's up, everybody? This is Sam Taggart, and I'm here with a very special guest, Josh. How do you say your last name?
Zuniga.
I didn't want to butcher it. Zuniga?
Yep.
What's that, like Chilean?
My dad's from Chile.
Chile, Zuniga.
Yeah.
That's not even like a Spanish name. That's not even a common, like, Hernandez. Like,
No, it's not.
Anyway, so we're with Josh. He's a owner and partner at Urbanex, and he is literally one of the biggest pace setters, record breakers, breaking some 4-minute miles for the industry right now, and on track to hit 1,500 as his goal this year. Mm-hmm. And most people have their goal to get the Golden Door Award at 1,000, and he's saying, why stop at 1,000? Yeah. Like, that's like not cool. I want to break industry standard. I want to break new records. Like,
and do it with a contract value above 500.
Which is like a double win.
Yeah.
Because some people are like, yeah, I could swing them at 350 contract values all day, but like to go do it at a 500 plus contract value, that's impressive. So, very excited to have him here. And big news, announcing this, we are going to start talking about Door-to-Door Con here, and he is our first workshop speaker for 2020. Who on here wants to learn from a guy that goes and does industry record-breaking things? That's kind of cool. So 2020, January 16th through the 18th, go get your ticket today. Super excited to have him on the show. And one of our newest customers at the university, we're about to go film some content, so you're going to see him in there. Anyway, so super excited to have you on the show. Thanks for having me in Oklahoma. We're here live in your own warehouse. This is kind of cool.
This is the headquarters.
So anyway, so tell us a little bit about you. Like, you've done door-to-door sales for how long now?
This will be my 7th season.
7th season.
Yep.
And consistently averaged around 250, 300-ish?
Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
What's different? Like, why? Like, what? Like, that's what everybody's probably wondering. I know you're boys with a lot of guys in the industry. Obviously, have worked with some of these guys that we've done podcasts with and stuff. But all of a sudden, it's like, woke up one day and it's like, boom, I'm gonna sell. Like, I mean, that's what's so relevant. If you're listening to this and maybe you've been that guy in the consistent rut, today we're gonna talk about what transforms somebody from going from consistent, normal, average guy to excellent. Like, what shifted?
So there's definitely an endless supply of reps in the industry that can sell 300 accounts and not give 100%. I was one of those for a long time. Really, my transformational process, this whole process that I developed, really developed in my off season. And it didn't really have anything to do with sales originally. So my story about how everything started to change actually started in a company trip that we went on. It was like our leadership trip. We went to Hawaii, and for some of the people that remember me working with them at Altera a few years back, I also struggled on a hike over there years back. But anyways,
is this Hawaii? Is that the Stairway to Heaven?
Yes, it was that thing, dude. I did not.
You didn't make it?
I didn't make it. I was the only one. I didn't make it up that high.
With a bunch of sweet bros, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. I made it up about halfway, and I got super sick, threw up, and was just super disappointed in myself. And I just took a really long, hard look at my life and just realized how far I'd let myself go. And I made some decisions that I was going to make changes. So at this point in my life, I was about 50 pounds heavier than I am right now. And for some reason in my mind, I had this idea that, like, as far as being in shape, that part of my life had already kind of passed me. I didn't believe that I had the self-discipline that I needed
to get back
to my prime, essentially. And so when I got back, I put myself in a situation where I knew I couldn't back out. I had to burn my bridges. So
this was your company trip, the Urbanex.
Yeah, the company trip. Urbanex trip.
Yeah, just
like my team leaders, my business partner, they all made it up to the top, and I was the only one who didn't. And
Second time.
No, yeah. So the first time, this was like a few years back at Altera. But so this happened a second time.
Let's try the hike again.
Yeah. But anyways, what was disappointing to me was that there was like old people and moms much bigger than me that were making it up there. And
This is good, though.
Yeah. But anyways, so when I got back home, I prepaid for a year's worth of for a men's physique trainer. Not that I'm passionate about bodybuilding or anything, but I just wanted to remove the excuse that I wouldn't know like what to do in the gym. Then I prepaid for 3 months worth of food at a meal prep place, and it hurt financially. So I knew I wouldn't be able to back out.
Like that's on
yeah. So it hurt financially. So I knew I wouldn't be able to. I couldn't afford to cheat essentially. So anyways, when I first started doing this, I did not have the self-belief. I didn't know that if I would have the discipline to stick to it. So honestly, I would reach out to people that I was close to for reassurance that I could do this. I don't know, I just knew I needed to make a change. So slowly but surely, I told myself that I was going to give 100% to becoming better. And I got my plan from my coach, went to the gym, and when I first started going, I was so out of shape that I couldn't even complete a full workout. And I was really disappointed with myself because I was giving 100%. And I would compare my 100% effort to the 100% effort of other people that I saw in the gym who had been doing it much longer.
Yeah, it's discouraging.
It was discouraging because I was comparing my 100% to theirs. So after a while, I got to the point where I could complete a workout without feeling like I was going to die.
Okay. How long did that kind of take? Like, was it just like a week or
no.
3 weeks?
I got to the point where it was probably like 2.5 weeks, man.
Where it's just like, I finally completed a workout,
yes,
let alone...
exactly.
Okay.
It got to the point where I could finally do 45 minutes of cardio without like dying, and I realized to myself that my 100% effort, although it wasn't where I wanted it to be at first, as I continued to give 100%, that 100% effort got me to where I wanted to go. So my effort, as I continued to give 100%, it got better, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought to myself, wow, there's a principle there. There's a principle there that I could apply to other areas of my life.
Yes.
Because I had never given 100% in sales. And fast forward 3 to 4 months later, I'm dropping weight to the point where I'm at right now. I've lost 50 pounds over the course of this off season. And essentially, what I learned in the off season was that my 100% effort is enough. It's enough to get me to where I want to go. I know that's kind of a weird backstory, but it didn't start in sales. Principle. Yeah, it didn't start in sales. And there was a ton of other things that were peppered like through that. I found your podcasts, listening to people that I know do really well and kind of picking their mindsets and just like listening to the podcasts. That helped me a lot. Listening to David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me. That was also a really, really big one. Just talking about how to train and callous the mind. But I learned the importance of being able to keep my word to myself. I told myself I would do something, and so I did it. And I went and worked out for 2 hours every day this entire off season. It was hardcore. And it was all because I have the luxury of not really doing a whole lot for the rest of the year.
Being a pest
I gave 100% to that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But anyways, I decided to apply that principle in other areas of my life, and learning that my 100% was enough is what has really changed my life. And it's what changed my focus with sales to the point where I didn't focus as much on the number, but I just wanted to focus on giving 100% and really just becoming the best version of myself that I can possibly be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is there times where you've kind of hit a wall with that in the sense of like complacency or, man, I'll just kind of coast like I did it, or you're almost wanting to go back to the old you? Like it's like, think about it like, it's easy to put holes in a cup, right? And it's like, man, I filled this cup, and it starts to drain out real fast. And you're like, oh, okay, that feels good. Like is there times where you almost want to go back? Like,
yes and no. There are moments where I'll find myself taking a step backwards, but no, in a larger sense, because I've been there. I've been that rep who made excuses. I've been that person who made excuses and didn't go to the gym, didn't realize that, I don't know, now that I know what my 100% is capable of, I can't go back. I can never go back. It's just, I can't, essentially. Now, I can never not sell 450 accounts ever again.
Yeah, it's like you've now hit a new best.
Yeah.
And tomorrow it's a new best.
Yeah. I don't know where the limit is. I don't know honestly, I don't know where I'll finish. But I know that my 100% effort is enough to get me to where I want to go.
And you break that down when you say, I don't know where I finish. And obviously we talk about 1,500 accounts, and that's in the future, so it's hard to think that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, is it just broken down by the day, by the hour? Like, how do you stay?
How do I quantify it?
Yeah, like, how do you say, like, man, what is my 100%? Like, do you have kind of I know as long as I'm doing X, or I do X every day, or how do you break that down? Because, like, I remember if I were to put the goal of 400 alarms, like, that freaked me out. Like, it was just like, oh, that's like anxiety. Like, well, I say I want to do that, but really I'd rather just finish at 3 because I know I'll hit that. Like,
yeah,
that's been
for sure.
done. So what do you do, like, to kind of almost not wake yourself?
I understand where you're coming from with that. I think our industry, I personally, I don't like goal boards, like the daily goal board.
Okay.
If you notice, I don't have one. We don't have one in our office. I place way more emphasis on closing ratios.
Okay.
Closing ratios because, I don't know, the idea of 1,500 accounts, it does freak me out.
Yeah.
But when I focus on giving 100%, I know that my closing ratio will be the same.
So it's meaning every door I'm focused on making sure I try to
do my best. Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And it's just, I don't care, like, how many you did. It's like, how many did you focus on every freaking door?
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you track that with your team?
So with my team, I haven't mastered that yet. I'm doing one thing at a time. I'm trying to master myself.
Okay. No, that's why I was, that's hard. That's why I'm like, man, that's an interesting dynamic from a leadership standpoint. And maybe there's a way to crack that, but I think you're onto something in a sense, like, what's my closing percentage? So do you know it? Like, do you track that?
Yeah, I sell 1 out of every 3 people I talk to.
So, like, qualified buyer or just talk to?
Just talk to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Now,
it's not a boring day.
No, it's not. I'm one of those who, there's 2 types of knockers. They're the ones that'll go through like 150 doors and sell the ones that they'll sell vacate.
Yeah, they'll just hit.
But I will work an entire street just because I don't let people get away from me. If they talk to me for longer than 30 seconds, then I'm going to make them stand there and talk to me for a while.
And what do you do to do that?
I've found, surprisingly, people don't get angry at me. I find that building rapport and getting people to like me makes my job a lot more easy and more enjoyable, and they seem to be willing to talk to me a little bit longer.
You showed me a sick hack. What's your hack?
Oh, my hack.
I love this.
So,
it's there. But
it's, yeah. So on my phone, I have a picture of my dog.
It's fire, guys. This is fire stuff.
So a little nugget. The first 30 seconds I talk to somebody, I try to make them laugh somehow. I try to connect with them. So, for example, the dog, I'll say, like, no matter the size of the dog, and this is a super common joke, like, dad jokes win in the door-to-door industry.
Amen.
Yeah. But I'll say something like, oh, so you guys got a wild beast in there. Like, if they have, like, a dog, no matter the size of the dog.
Yeah, Chihuahua, whatever.
Yeah. And then I'll say something like, I've got one too, but mine's nowhere near as good of a guard dog as yours is. And then, like, it's just something, the reason why is because when they open the door and they see you, immediately a wall goes up.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to humanize yourself, essentially. So that's why I do that. I do that to humanize myself.
And now you're a human, not a random robot that they're about to slam and just be like, this idiotic door to door. It's like, no, I'm Josh. Hold on.
I'm a
cool
person.
cat. Like,
I'm a dog parent just like you.
Yeah, I'm a dog parent just like you.
Yeah.
And if they don't have a dog, do you have any other go-tos?
If most people have kids, so I'd be like, look, I'm not a parent, but I am a dog parent. Okay, so everything I use is pet and child friendly.
That is awesome.
Yep, I'll always try to find a way to show a picture of my dog.
That's awesome. Where's your dog now? Is it back home? Or
yeah, he's back home.
Oh, that's sad. So at least you're like reminding yourself.
Yeah.
I have this child back home.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you do? What does your daily now look like? Because that's the other thing. Like, yeah, you trained so hard for 4 months.
So during the off season, I started making myself wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can't wake up that early now. I tried and I couldn't do it just
Oh.
because I was too tired. Now I wake up at 7 every morning, go to the gym. I found that having a morning routine and giving 100% to that, something that's within my control, giving 100% to that routine, I have something I can check off as a win.
It's kind of predictable then.
Yeah, it's a predictable success. So I go to the gym. I typically lift for 45 minutes, and then I do cardio for 45 minutes. So I still work out.
A hard workout.
Yeah, so I'm still working out for an hour and a half. Like
I made it 30 minutes this morning. By the
Really?
way. I'm you. May not like look like I'm 50. Like
Yeah.
I am like a mentally 50 pounds heavier than I probably should be. I was like
Yeah.
on the bike this morning for 10 minutes at the hotel, and I'm like, I am done.
I force myself to do the Stairmaster because I don't like it.
I like that.
Yeah, so I don't like it. I found myself gravitating towards the bike, but it's too easy.
It's too, that's why
It's
I
too
picked it.
easy. You can
Treadmill
just
sucks.
you can mindlessly.
Elliptical second easiest.
Yeah, but the stair climber,
Stairmaster.
I don't like it, so I make myself do it.
You go 45 minutes on a Stairmaster?
I do.
How many stairs is that? That's like...
So the funny thing is that the hike that I couldn't complete, it's about the same. About the same.
So you're like, I can do a 45-minute Stairmaster and hike the Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, the hike that I couldn't do, essentially.
That is awesome. So you kind of even know, it's like I'm winning that every effing
Yeah.
day. Like,
Uh-huh.
and that probably gives you a little bit of confidence leading into, oh, and now I gotta go sell Pest, which is obviously way easier than hiking the Stairway to freaking Heaven. Like, that's
Yeah.
cool. So what it, like, you're out there, so you hit the doors. When do you meet? When's your meeting? Then when do you on the doors?
I go home after I'm done working out. I usually finish working out around 8:30. Come home. So shower. And this might be something that most people don't do, but I meal prep and I try to eat 2 to 3 meals, so I don't have to take a lunch later.
You scarf in the morning.
Yeah, I scarf in the morning.
Okay.
I scarf in the morning.
Do you opposite intermittent fast?
I guess.
You overmittent fast.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So my meetings are at 11, so I just kind of like, I'll try to read. I was better at reading in the off season than I have been now. I need to get better at that.
Okay.
I need to continue to try to read a little bit more, but prepare for like the lessons I'm going to teach. But our meeting is from like 11 till about 12ish.
Okay.
Then the guys will go have like a quick lunch or whatever, and then we'll all go out and knock. I'm almost always on the doors by 1 though, and then I just knock from 1 until dark every day.
Dark. What in the off season? Because you started. When did you start summer? When was your like start date?
So I really started March 4th.
March 4th. Okay.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, oh, well, if you knock January to January, I could do 1,500 accounts. You know what I mean? Everybody probably
Yeah.
tries the dog or whatever.
Mhm.
But still, like, there's nothing wrong about starting March 4th. It's like, it's
Yeah.
going to take extra work ethic.
It was before the daylight savings.
That's what I was
thing or
going to say.
whatever.
So when did you knock past dark or did you
No,
knock? You
I
just-
have I don't like knocking past dark.
Okay. No, that's why I ask. I tried to get my guys to
For
knock
sure.
past dark, but everybody has their preference. Like, and I
Mhm.
fight it. I'm always curious where
Yeah.
some other top performers are at. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you go hard, and then you finish at dark. But what's dark? Here's the definition of dark. I had this
Yeah.
conversation consulting today. Is everybody's like, yeah, we knocked till dark because we can't get on roofs. So I was like, when's dark? And they're like, and I was like, everybody's definition of dark
Yeah.
is different. So what's definition of dark?
Okay, so my definition of dark is like maybe 15, 20 minutes past the time that Google says sunset is.
Sunset. Okay.
Now, with that being said, I don't enjoy knocking fresh doors after that,
Try
but
to back callback.
I'll do my callbacks then. Yeah.
Smart.
Mhm.
So on your doors, do you have like a hourly goal, minute goal, or is it just like
Not really.
I know every-
Actually, I tell myself that I don't, but if I don't have at least 3 or 4 sales before 3 p.m., I'm a little bothered inside.
How long does your average sale process take?
Maybe 15 minutes. I don't
Okay.
know, it just depends.
So average.
I don't really waste my time. Like I don't like I'm friendly, but with a purpose. If that makes sense. Like I build rapport, but I'm using.
But it's
that
like I'm here for a reason, not
Yeah.
here to sit there and talk about dogs for 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which there are those reps. That's like where a big problem runs into, where guys will get in this like rhythm of like, I need to have a 30-minute rapport building session.
No, you
But
don't.
It's like, no, you're not going to sell 15 in a day if you have a 30-minute rapport building.
Yeah.
So, where do you feel like your strong suits are in this whole 15-minute sales process? Do you feel like your skill set's more the close, the transition, objection handling? What makes you different from a sales professional standpoint?
I think that me being able to build rapport and make people feel at ease.
Quick.
Pretty quick. I'm also really good at transitioning between just the pitch and closes. I don't know. But I think if you had to put it down to one thing, I would say building rapport.
So let's role play this real quick. I want to run through some examples. I'm sure a lot of these people. Hey, Ammon will be our questionnaire guy because I'm sure. Are we getting questions and stuff in this as we go? Check, just in case.
Yeah, and so I mean, the only question out there, people were like rooting for you. Then this one guy he asked, like, how long have you been out for?
Okay, so
since March 4th.
Since March 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go. His goal.
When
is
I
to get
first
it by-
got here, it snowed the first 2 days.
You're like knocking in snow.
Yeah, it snowed the first 2 days, and I thought to myself, like, I could have easily just been like, you know what, I'll just wait till it gets a little bit warmer after these 2 days. But
And you're like, oh crap!
I have to push through.
That's the Stairmaster knocking.
Yeah, that's the Stairmaster
I knock solar in
knocking.
Utah, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
some guys are in Canada knocking year
Oh
round.
my
It's
gosh.
mind blowing.
Yeah.
So you got it good at least. It's a little better than probably Canada cold. Okay, so let's go through this role play, and I think this is fun to kind of banter back and forth because I want to be that dick customer and I want to watch how you. No, for real though.
Yeah.
Like I mean, everybody role plays in their office
Yeah.
and their meetings and stuff, and they're like. Oh yeah, come on in. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not real, dude. Like, I'll be real with you. And I want to hear kind of some of your quick lines to overcome the common objections that most door guys get, like busy, not interested. You have a card. Like, I already talked to pest dudes. Like, kind of the basic go tos. And I kind of want to see how you navigate those in your own way, if you're cool with that.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
fine.
because I think this is where becoming the master of door to door is that you can win those first 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Like you said, you're really good at rapport building, so that's why I'm like, it's kind of this dance.
I'll try to find anything I can to connect with them.
Yeah, and you can make up. Obviously, we're in a role play situation.
Yeah.
So anyway, and if you guys want to put a comment on there that's like, hey, this objection or this objection, comment the objection you want me to role play, and Ammon right here will kind of like help us jam on this. So anyway, let's go through this. So. Yeah, give me your pitch, like kind of a basic go-to, and I'm just gonna get you right. Or do you want? I'll just go straight to the objection.
Okay.
Dude, not interested, man. No, not buying anything.
Okay, for sure, man. You know, I'm not here to bother you or anything. We're just taking care of a few of the neighbors here in the area.
But
My
what are you
name's Josh.
Oh, but what are you selling, man? Like,
So I own a pest control company out here in the area.
yeah, no, not interested, man.
For
Not
sure.
interested.
You know, do you guys already have a pest service?
Yeah. We already got like Terminex.
Okay, Terminex.
Yeah.
Now I have absolutely nothing negative to say about Terminex. I'm nowhere near as big as those guys are.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just a smaller local company. Now, I personally, I would be
We're happy.
horrible.
No, but we're like happy with them, man. Like we're good.
For sure.
We're happy. We've had them for like 5 years.
Honestly, I wouldn't expect you to switch if there wasn't like a reason to. The reason why a lot of people in the area are giving me a shot is because of the service that I do is a bit different. So instead of having a national cookie cutter service, I've designed my service to be a little bit more localized to this area, to OKC. Okay, because the bugs here are a little bit different. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, just so what we
We're
do.
we're actually really busy right now, man. Like
For sure.
Could you like leave me like a brochure or something?
Dude,
You probably got, like,
I don't have a brochure. I'm still pretty small. Okay, I don't, but I do have a card. If just so. Crap.
I got it! Woo! Woo! Stop the best! Stop the greatest! Just kidding. I'm just
No,
messing
you're
with
good.
you. It's hard when you do it on the spot, though. It's like-
on the spot.
yeah. Okay, so do you have like a card? I want to hear because this is stuff you get, right?
Yeah,
like, do you have
for
a
sure.
brochure? Can you leave me with something?
So I don't really hide away from the card. I'll say, yeah. I mean, of
have a card.
course, I have a card.
I love that.
I'm here.
I love
I'm
that.
here though to be more than just an infomercial. So I'll tell you what. Just so you know what we do for you guys. What makes my service different? Instead of just treating the inside and along the base, I actually treat out into the yard. Okay, from the front all the way to the very back every single time. That way we can get rid of the bugs where they're actually living and breeding and coming from. Okay, because obviously you don't want bugs out here.
Okay,
right?
so let's stop here. Let's analyze this because I kind of ran out of and then you give us and you can spit out some objections as we jam. So, let's break this down. So the card one. I think this is a good one, and a lot of people dance with this, and maybe banter with me. Give me some like, "F you, Sam." That's not true. Comment or whatever. I don't care. Why do you say? Of course, I have a card. Why is that?
Because I think that in OKC or in other areas, people are smart enough to realize that that's like it's a smoke screen.
Yeah.
I don't think that they really want my card.
Of course. They're gonna frame that, dude.
Yeah.
Framing it.
So, but I don't want to be the kind of guy that's kind of like, I don't want them to think I'm shady for not having a business card. So I'll say, sure, I have a card. I am here to be more than just an infomercial, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll just keep going. So I just treat it like it is. It's a smoke screen. It's not a real concern.
And you keep going, because here's where a lot of people kind of like dance around that. I love that. He's just like, boom, of course I got a card. I'm a sales dude. Like,
yeah.
I'm not here to be the infomercial, though. At the end of the day, I know where that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that. So
yeah.
They're not interested. What are some go-tos? Like, I'm not interested. Don't eat it. Not interested, dude.
I would treat it differently if I heard it at the beginning of the door.
Yeah, because mine was like right from the get-go. Like,
yeah.
It was like, not interested.
Honestly, I think part of the thing, something that's made my something that I've realized is that I don't really try super hard with really hard no's.
You're just kind of like, he's not my customer. Like,
yeah, he's just not my customer. I'm not really going to waste my time. However, I will occasionally sell those if I can make him laugh.
So you're like, I'm going to try to break the wall quick.
And yes, that's more my focus rather than talking about bugs.
Try to sell bugs, yeah.
Yeah. If they're saying that they're not interested, I'm not really trying to say I'm with Urbanex Pest Control those first 30 seconds. I'm trying to make a connection with them about their dog, about like the sports team thing that they have up there. And
this is where everybody goes wrong. I think a lot of people, they want to push harder on those kind of people, right? The common rookie mistake.
They're trying to speak really fast.
Yeah, I'm going to like shove it more down their throat.
Yeah, no, I think and I think the reason why building rapport works is because number one, they're not expecting it. They're expecting you to speak faster, to be really salesy. But if you slow down and connect with them on a human level, when you get to hard no's, that's how I do it. That's how I get those sales. I don't always do it. I don't always get the sale.
Sometimes you're just like, meh.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't really sweat it if I don't get it or not, because that's just one out of the three that I didn't sell, and I'll sell one of the next two people I talk to.
Yeah, and I think like you have to kind of be okay with that too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people think guys like you are just kind of invincible. It's like, I'm going to go out and sell everyone.
No, I'm very normal.
Yeah. I'm very normal. So here's the other question. What's going through your head as people give you objections and no's? And do you have kind of any hack to kind of keep yourself motivated? Because like, I mean, I'm sure you've had days where you've blanked in at 6 o'clock. Like, have you had days like that where it's like, or it's 5 o'clock and it's like, I don't even have a sale yet? Like,
yes. But if I look back at the day, this is something that I've like learned is held really true. As I've looked back at this, it's when I look back at it, it's just usually there's not enough people home. I haven't talked to enough people.
Yeah.
Now with the closing ratios, this is why I focus more on the closing ratios than the numbers, because if I focused on that, which I have in the past, it drive me nuts.
Because you're just like, he doesn't know. Like, what?
So closing ratios, the reason why knowing what your closing ratio is so important. It doesn't always hold true over the course of hours. It usually holds true over the course of a day, but it will hold true over a week, over a month, over a summer. So, for example,
how do you track that? Like, do you have just a pen and paper? Is it on the app?
It's on the app. I just look. I just know.
Okay, cool.
But anyways, it's happened where I sold the first person I talked to, and then I didn't sell the next like 20, and it was really frustrating. But towards the end of the day, I'll usually start selling as I continue to give 100%. My closing ratio will hold true, and I'll sell like the last 7 people. That's happened like maybe 3 or 4 times this summer. It doesn't usually happen. If I'm giving 100% and there's people home, usually the closing ratio holds true. It doesn't always hold true over the course of a day. Usually it does, though.
Week.
Yeah.
And I like this whole 100% thing. I know we touched on this in the beginning, but it goes back to the principle at the gym. When you say I'm always giving it my 100%, some people's 100% looks like other people's, 500%. And some people's 100%, or they look like they're giving 100%, but they're only giving their 50%, their 30%. Because I'm sure your 100% would make other people's 100% right now look shameful. Like, dude, you look like terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
So it's like, dude, I could never work that hard. It's like, well, dude, you might be the guy at the gym that could never finish the workout right now. See what I mean? I like almost this whole give 100%.
As you give 100%, your 100% gets better.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's just like...
And the cool thing is that you and I both know there's a lot of really weird people out there that can learn how to do this.
Yes.
There's
I mean,
a lot
if
of
you and I
really
could do
weird.
it,
There's a lot of
not-
really weird people out there. If you give 100%, there's no reason why you can't sell 150 pest control accounts.
Define 100% though. Like, here's the thing. Like, I look at 100% and it's like, what are the pieces that make up 100%? Like,
I think it's different for each person. I think some people like might have more natural strengths in one area than another. Some people might be good at building rapport, whereas other ones are really meticulous at memorizing different like responses to objections. But I think finding what your weaknesses are and just working on them. Like, I think that just giving 100%. So for me, like the building rapport thing has been a pretty natural thing for me. For me, it's just the effort level. How hard am I willing to work? That's what my 100% like is focused on, where it might be something different.
Well, I think it's like your 100% was paying for a nutritionist for a year. Your 100% was saying I'm all in. You're the, hey, I don't
know. By the way, I know we didn't talk about this, but I started myself at 19% at the bottom because I also wanted to burn my bridges with this.
Really?
Yep.
You said I will earn my own pay scale.
I will earn my own pay scale.
I'm the owner. I will pay myself 19%.
I will not pay myself anything aside from what I'm earning right
That's
now.
Awesome. And I think a lot of people run into the problem of I negotiated my percentage and they didn't earn their percentage, therefore they don't work for their own damn percentage. And shame on you if that's you. I wish you would do, or whatever the term is.
I'll tell you, I think that the industry hurts itself by giving things out that aren't earned. And unfortunately, I was one of those reps who got a really good deal. And I can tell you, I probably would have pushed harder, longer, and gotten to this place sooner if I had to continue to earn it.
Nugget! That's a nugget! First one on the whole podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Nugget. No, for real though. Like, I literally look at that and I go, I didn't have some magical sauce that gave me a free pay scale. Like, it's like, no, I freaking had to go fight for it. Anyway, so here's a question. And we kind of got to wrap up due to time. Actually, before I ask this question, any comments on there that are like dying to get answered?
So somebody wants to know, I'm a renter and the homeowner sent down someone to spray my house. How would you overcome that objection?
Like the homeowner actually is paying for somebody to come and spray?
He's a renter.
He's a renter, and the landlord comes and has someone do it for him.
So I would assume that he's lying to me. That he's not telling me the truth. I would assume that he's not telling me the truth about the landlord. I would say, now look, man, I rent too. In my experience, most landlords are a little bit too cheap, and they're not usually willing to pay for it. So I actually do something a little bit different for renters, okay?
Ooh,
and then I'll just
makes
keep going.
Feel like it's a special deal.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And then you see if you can weed out the lie.
Yes. So
Lions do that to me all the time too.
Essentially, I just don't trust it.
You're like, you speak full English. Okay, darn it, you got it.
If they continue to persist that the landlord is actually paying for it, then I don't care.
Cool.
I'm not going to try to. Like, if it's a legitimate thing, then it's not a big deal. I'll just go talk to somebody else. But I assume that it's a lie. Just like I assume that them needing to talk to their spouse is a lie. So
amen.
You always want to assume that you're really talking to the
I use that excuse all the time. No offense, Katie, but I probably don't need to talk to her. It's just I use my wife handles all the money. Like, I have no idea what's in there. Like, it's like my go-to.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's such a good one. I'm terrible. What other ones do we got?
Yeah, we'll do one more. It says, how do you stay persistent without being pushy?
Okay, pleasant persistence.
Ooh, I like
pleasantly persistent. The key to being pleasantly persistent is something I've already hit home on, and it's building rapport. Being able to build rapport with somebody will allow you to push a lot harder than you would be able to normally. I have certain phrases that I use right before I apply a lot of pressure. One of them is like, actually I say, hey, nope, there's no pressure, but if you're willing to give me a shot, okay,
I love it.
I'll go ahead and then I will ace and then I close. That's one of my really big ones. I use that.
No pressure, but if you're willing. Okay, because what this does, I wrote about this in my book. it's the balloon effect. If I blow up a balloon super fast, it pops. If I kind of flex it and deflate it a little bit, it can get a little bit more air.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole thing of, hey, no pressure, I'm going to deflate you for a second, wiggle you out, and then, it's like, let's go, you know what I mean? So I love that. I love that. Nugget. Okay, so last question I ask everybody as we wrap this up. If you guys like this, one, go get your damn ticket to D2D Con because he's going to speak there. So we're going to go like pick his brain for 40 minutes. Number two, share this. Tag a pest control guy, right? Like say, hey, doesn't he need this? Or another sales dude, this was fire, by the way. And I appreciate you for just sharing so abundantly. I'm excited to keep jamming after this off camera.
Yeah, if anybody ever wants to like DM me like of this, like I'm an open book. So
which there are, no offense to pest guys, all these pest guys are like, I got the secret. I'm like, yeah, I'll say the same damn shit. Like, let's come on.
I'm
like,
very normal.
I love that.
I'm very normal.
Proud of this guy. Anyway, if that's you, shame on you. Come, hit me up, hit Josh up. We're all willing to share.
Of course.
So number two, and the last question I always ask everybody is, if you could give the industry one piece of advice, like, what would you give it?
I don't know if I could break it down to one thing, but if I could give the industry one piece of advice, I know this might sound biased because I'm an owner now, but stop giving people things that they don't earn. Because it's handicapping all the reps.
Yeah.
It's handicapping all the reps. It's bad for the industry. It's bad for the owners. It's bad for the reps. It's bad for everybody.
Yeah.
Things feel better when you earn them. And I don't know, I just think that like companies that will go out and give a first-year rep a ridiculous like commission level for no reason whatsoever other than their pockets are deeper. I think it poisons the industry. That and value your service. Don't about 1/3, maybe like almost half of my accounts are switchover accounts, and I make it a point to not undercut prices. I mean, occasionally.
Yeah, charge right. Don't sit there and try to get into a price war. Value the fact you add value.
Like there's a company that I won't name that we talked about that's trying to bring low Texas prices up to OKC, and I'm not super impressed with it. As somebody who values the service, I'm trying to make a point that you can sell 1,000 accounts above with a contract value above 500, and I think that we should all charge people more, earn the commissions that we're gonna get, and stop devaluing ourselves and our services, essentially.
Amen. Two nuggets right there. Okay, so appreciate you. Honestly, like, look forward to the relationship. Obviously,
yeah, for sure, man.
Working together now, but much love. Love you guys. Thanks, guys.
Peace.